Hello everyone and welcome back to Factorio with your host, Hardtruck1. In this episode we're going to continue our furnace array by building not only a furnace array for iron, but for copper as well. We're going to see if we can build and put down some more electric drills, mining drills for coal. Then we'll start putting them down and getting our iron, iron to our furnace array here, so that we can start getting tons of iron to be able to start building more stuff. And plus, we're going to start probably about midway after we get at least these set up and going a little bit. We're going to start building some labs so that we can do some research. So that we can get some stuff going. What we will need is we'll need to get automation going first. Then we'll need to get turrets going. And then we'll need to research some stone walls. So that way, because we are playing on a hostile map. Or a hostile planet. Where the natives, they're not too happy with us crash landing on their planet. So let's get started. So we need some iron plate. We'll need some transport belt now. And we'll need to space this out because I can only get these inserters right now. But we're going to space this out so that way in a later date I can change this to a little bit different. But what we're going to do is we're going to go here. And here to start with. We're going to have to go down this way right here. We're only going to go... Yeah, I think we're only going to go to there for right now. We're not going to use the entire furnace array because we're not going to have that many resources per se to do that. But down the center we're going to run all the way to the end there when I can get there. So let's start building some inserters. I could go a little bit faster if I added another burner drill here, but the problem is like if I look at the map with some extras helps things on, as you can see this little faint red around us right here. This is our pollution. This is pollution. Now, the natives do not like the pollution that we create. And there's several ways that we can dissolve this pollution. Or, well, there's not really anything that we can do, truthfully, to dissolve the pollution. Because once we start getting a bigger factory and everything, it's going to make it really hard to keep the natives off of us. But for right now, what's happening is, see this patch of trees right here and this big patch of trees here? These trees are actually absorbing our pollution. So whatever we are making here, it's absorbing and turning it back into lovely oxygen or whatever the natives breathe. But this circle of pollution is going to get bigger though, unfortunately. Because as we get bigger, as we get more and more to bigger in our base here, in our factory actually, to be able to get to our goal of being able to have to be able to launch rockets, we're going to be creating more and more and more pollution. So unfortunately, that is not a that is not a an option that we have to get rid of the pollution. Now, I am playing with certain mods that help me to help me in my way, like being able to add better power, better everything, some helper and stuff, but I don't have anything in here that will get rid of pollution. And the base game doesn't have anything to get rid of pollution either. So, unfortunately, we have to deal with the biters. And the only way that we can deal with the biters is to just kind of relocate them, aka murder them. But anyway, so this is what we're going to do. So we're going to have, so the way that this is set up is something really interesting, and this is actually pretty efficient. Now we don't have two key ingredients that I need to make this completely work. But I can actually set this up to work a little differently. But I think right at the moment we really absolutely need to get some science going. So we're going to change gears really quickly here, and we're going to grab. I need more. We're going to grab a certain amount of these. What do we need? We need this one. So we need 20 research dollars. So what we're going to do is we're going to create some science packs. I do not need any of those. I just need the iron. Anyway, what I'm going to make is what is called Science Packs 1. So these are basically just red science. They're the cheapest of the science packs to make, requiring 1 iron gear, 1 copper plate, which is 2 iron plate and 1 copper plate. That's it. That's basically what you do. Is you just click it and it makes the iron gear and makes the science pack. The other component that we're going to need is we're going to need a lab. We're going to need a lot more iron for that. So I'm going to say, as it stands right now, since I need quite a bit, we've got quite a bit of. I'm going to need quite a bit of extra help. So let's go ahead and just add us a couple more burners with a couple more of these. We're only going to do, these are only going to be here temporarily to help us get some more plate going. So, alright, so there we go. We can add one, we can make 1 lab, which we will go ahead and get in the ground. We're going to make some more power poles. So essentially what we're going to have is we're going to have like a little area for science and everything. There is a thing that a lot of people like to do. It's called a bus. And basically what that is it's like an area. It's an area that has like belts, lines of belts. And these belts have like either iron ore, copper, or not iron ore, but iron plate, copper plate. Could have like gears, electronic circuits, wires, cables, you name it. It will. You name it, you could actually put it on there. If it's a movable entity, if it's a movable entity like this. It can be moved on these belts. So yeah, that's the theory behind belts. I kind of like the concept, but sometimes I think the belts, trying to figure out how many belts you're going to need and how many items you're going to put on the belt, I don't know. It just blows my mind a little bit. So this is the science lab. So this has a GUI on it. So you left click and you have a picture of the lab. You have the 4 science packs that it can hold. You have a progress bar, which you set this progress bar to go to whatever you want. So I'm going to set it to logistics. We're going to hit research. As you can see, this GUI up here changed to tell us what it is and the progression. As well as in the science, we have this. It tells you what the science is, what it requires to make it, and then our progress. This is the lab's progress bar. So that takes 20. We're going to add 10 right now. As you can see, progress bar starts to go up. This one is the overall progress bar. This is for each one of these science labs. This is how much time it takes. That's how much it takes for those. All right, let's see. 5 in you, half you, and we'll put the rest in that one. So that's that. We need 10 more because that, like I said, logistics takes 20 of those. But then when we get those, then we'll be able to quickly set this up real quick so that we have more of this going. Since I've got those, we can now turn our attention more to that, so we can set up more of these. I need more copper. So this is just what it takes to do in the beginning. It's just a bunch of, it's running back and forth, getting some more, getting everything situated, started, and all this other stuff. And as you know me on my channel, I like to, I do a little bit of off-camera work, but that's only when it's retarded. This, I don't want to do anything off-camera at the very beginning, because, like I said, it's very, very, the game is very unforgiving at the very beginning, because it's like, see, I have a pistol, and as you can see, the stats on it, it's not a very hefty little weapon. And if the game decided, oh, well, we're going to send you biters right now, I would be in trouble. Because I do not have the ability to fend off said attack. So, I would be kind of in deep doo-doo right now. But anyway, so we need to, in these laboratories, the more laboratories you have, the faster the research goes. But essentially you have to be careful with how many laboratories you actually do have, because if you don't have, let's say you don't have enough of the red science packs or anything like that to feed all of those laboratories, then there's no sense in having that many laboratories, because since only one is on, the rest of them aren't going to be doing anything. So, we'll get into ratios and stuff like that in a while. Right now, I just let's see. Let's go ahead. Yeah, I'll just go ahead and do this. I don't have the. Alright, so now we can make 8 mining drills. Let's go ahead and make 8 mining drills. And later on, all of this stuff that you see me crafting down here, you can actually make it in such a way that you don't have to craft any of these. The electric circuits or the iron gears, and you just craft these in your pocket. Or you can even craft those in your pocket as well. Or you can even craft these later as well. I will show you in a little bit later. Alright, so let's go put down, even though this is completely full right now and we don't really need these, I'm going to go ahead and put down 4 more of these. Which will make a grand total of 8 miners. Hey, get off. Okay. I apologize for the noise outside. I live right next to a road, so it's every once in a while you might hear a road, an odd vehicle go by. We're going to go ahead and set up these as well. And the reason why I am setting up so many miners on the coal is because once I start getting into a point where I have a factory, the factory is going to consume quite a bit of coal. I mean, these are going to consume quite a bit of coal, which is going to be consumed pretty quick. So we'll end up actually technically tapping that entire coal patch. Same way with the iron. We will end up putting miners all the way up this. We'll be doing the same thing to copper. Not so much, like I said, not so much the stone, because there's only a few recipes that really require stone. And they're fairly easy. Alright, so we got our new research. So now, what does that open up for us? Well, that has opened up a underground belt, a splitter, a fast inserter. Okay. Now the next one I'm going to queue up is, we're going to queue up turrets, because I am a little afraid that we're going to be met by some unfortunate people. We do not need these now. We do not need those now. I'm going to set up, let's start, do we go vertical or do we go horizontal? Vertical actually sounds like it should be a thing. So this is going to be kind of odd because they're going to be offset a little. So don't mind the thing. We're going to go ahead and do that because we got plenty of copper. We can make some more things. We're going to make 10 of those, one of those, one of those. While we're waiting for that, let's go down here, throw all those in there. We will get our automation. Now technically right now we are completely done with the burner miners. So I can just, throw them in a box. We don't need to use them at all. So we're going to come down here. Whoop, I put that in the wrong area. It's supposed to go there. So, turn that. There we go. Now, this is the little gizmo that I was talking about. So we take an underground, go underground there, and we take, I need 2 splitters. Excuse me. I need 2 splitters for this. So we take 2 splitters and put them on either side of the system. Now, like I said, I saw somebody else do this, but I don't quote me on who it was. I don't know who it was that originally came up with the idea to do that. I said, oh, darn, I need one more splitter, and I need some more iron because I'm out of iron. So now what we're going to do is we're going to take right here, we're going to cut the line and split. So what the splitter does is it basically takes any type of item on here, and it splits it in two directions. Now, it has been said that a splitter will take half of what it is connected to, the half of the supply line that it's on, to whatever it needs to take and go to. But I don't quote me on that. All right, we may have to connect up. No, I think we're actually going to be good. We're going to be good. We're going to have enough to connect all this up. So what I'll do now is I'll take, and right here, we'll go ahead and just connect those up. As you can see, what the thing is doing is it's pulling from its thing. It's pulling from the inventory of this guy and placing it on the ground. Right now, I want that. Gimme. Alright, so that ought to be enough. Well, hopefully that'll be enough. I might have to go steal some more from the back. Nope, that was enough. Okay, so now to watch this, see, as the coal comes in, it will get split and put on the two different sides of the belts running down the thing. Now, we go back over here. We go over here to our mining, and we'll go ahead and place this here, and we'll come over here and place another one right there at least. Now, we have 4 mining drills that actually will do, I'm sorry if that's too loud. Let me see if I can turn that down just a bit. So we have 4 mining drills that will actually mine like 2 pieces per, like every 3 seconds or so. So like, kind of like it's like every 2 seconds it will mine. That is enough to supply 8 of these burners. Now, as you can see, we have only 2 running right at the moment. But as you can see, we have some iron being put down on the belt. So we'll go ahead and pick that up. We'll go ahead and make some more inserters. Now, I'm only using the yellow inserters right at the moment because we do not need the speed. These blue inserters are called fast inserters, and they're just a tiny bit more expensive than the yellows, but they go a heck of a lot faster. But, like I said, right at the moment, we do not need the speed. Right now, we're just getting started. We just need, oops, that is the wrong way. We just need the ability to do. Now, the reason why I have this so close to this thing, because like I said, I put an extra here, but as you can see, if I tried to put another extra here, this would be too close for this. But for right now, I don't have the ability to do, I don't need the extra area for the furnace. As long as this area is extra, has the ability to do this, I can rearrange this later. But what we will do is we will go, okay, so this is where, right where I'm standing, is where the belt will go once we have the electric furnace. So now I need belt, and what I mean by belt is because I'm going to put this array right here. There will be another furnace array that starts here, and this will all be, and then I will make that for that. But until then, but for right now, we just need to get iron going. Look at all this iron that we just got. We just got 96 iron off that. So now we are starting to have a factory. Yes, we are. We are starting to have a factory. And guess what? Our turrets have just been made, or just been researched. So now, if we go along to the combat, there we are. We got our gun turrets now. I'm not going to make them just yet, because I don't see the need to. I don't really see the need to right now. Haven't really explored beyond this area, so I think we're good. What we need to do now is we need to start thinking about getting automation going. So let's get automation set up to research. I'll go ahead and create the bottles for those. And what automation will help allow us to do is now, with automation, we'll be able to bring this out a little further out here, and we'll start. I think what I'm going to do is I think I'm going to do a vertical bus. So we're going to come out here. Let's see. Let's get some things. Now I said I wasn't going to do a bus, but I kind of changed my mind. I think I'm going to do a bus on this one. But just a small bus, not a large bus, because later we'll have robots be able to. And what I mean by robots is we'll have here's a good picture. We'll have these little guys running around and constructing and bringing us stuff. Here's the logistics one. These will be busing. These at a later date, a long ways down here. Will be bussing stuff around for us and all this other good junk. Let me go get these in the science pack real quick. Get these in here, get that started. There are lights. I will eventually get some lights going, but for right now I kind of need to get some stuff going. So what we want to do is we want to make sure that when we start the bus, to get the vertical bus, we want to make sure that we can add more to these. So there's 20, or there's 10 in a line. So we need to make sure that that's at least that we can do at least 20 in a line. So we want to go way out here. As much as that, as many of those as I got. Just grab some more. Right click on it to add some more. I think, just right here, we're going to start the buses. So what we're going to do is we're going to actually start like a 4-lane bus. So we're going to do 1, 2, 3, 4. I'll split this off into 4 lanes with some splitters later. But this is what we're going to do. So 4-lane buses, like that. Okay? Then we're going to have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We're going to have 6. We're going to have 6 spaces in between. And the reason why we're having 6 spaces in between, unlike a lot of people that do 4, is because I found that sometimes you need the extra room to put something in. Like, let's say you need a power line that goes down this, or you need a pipe or something. So it's going to be all set so that it's that way. So, and then we go 1, 2, 3, 4. I might do one more. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then do 1, 2, 3. There we go. So we'll have at least, what is this, 12 lanes? Yeah, this will have 12 lanes of stuff. Alright, so we got automation. Let me grab some... What do I need? I need the copper. And you know what? I probably did not put any more copper. Dang it. Probably didn't put any more. So what we'll do is we'll actually bring this up. Okay, you got 32. You got 38. You're good. What we'll do is we'll tap this thing. And probably what I'll do is I'll just go ahead and tap this whole thing. What I mean by tap is put electric mining drills on it. I'll probably just go ahead and tap this whole thing here. And send it up to our second burner array. But for right now, that's working good. We don't really need a whole lot of copper right at the moment. We need a lot of iron, though. At the beginning, you need quite a bit of iron because a lot of this requires a lot of iron. So, alright, so here's our assembly machine ones, and I'm going to make a couple of them, along with a couple of these. I need 3 of those. So now what we're going to do is, okay, I'm tired of making transport belts in my pocket. Okay, so this is what we're going to do to make more transport belts. And no, it's not by putting these down. It's not by putting those down. What it's going to be by is, okay, I'm going to put this one down. Let's just say, oh, let's not go there. Let's go down here, about here. And go, okay, we're going to place that there. We're going to place that there. Let's bring us a line of, oh, and here's Handy Hands. So if I take, so this is how Handy Hands works. Okay, I'm going to show you 2 ways of being able to do keep like transport belts and stuff like that on your person. Okay, so the first way is a mod called Handy Hands, and I will probably go ahead and do this anyway. So that way when I'm in the midst of building something, it'll just build me some more. Let me just check my time. Oh. So real quickly, I'll show you these 2 and then we'll end the episode here. So Handy Hands has it in such a way that to keep, like, let's say I want a 10 transport belt in my hands at all time. So the tool belt is also your hand stuff. This is where you can actually grab, and by the way I'm doing that is I'm just hitting the number buttons above the AWSD keys to switch to those. Okay, so now let's take and say, like, I want 10 transport belt on me at all time. So what you would do is you select it, and you, by default, you hit the I button to increase and the K button to decrease. So now what happens is if I have it's not working for some reason. Okay, but anyway, what it would do is you would adjust the stack size, and then it would actually start to it would build what you need, or it would build up to that limit, and then it would keep that there. So that's the mod for Handy Hands. Now, if you do not have Handy Hands, the other way to do it, or the vanilla way to do it, let's put it this way, is you would bring, let's say you want, okay, so you want to build the transport the transport belt, okay? So what you would do is on your bus, you would bring this down, you'd split it off like this, you'd go, okay, you'd extend it out to there, and what you would do is you would set this up in such a way that you can do all of this. Let's see, we need some of those, we'll do that. Another cool feature that you can do with down here is if you, by default, it is the middle, it is, I don't remember what it is anymore. It was like, you would press the middle mouse button to lock in these and to unlock them. But my middle mouse button on my mouse does not work. That's a tongue twister and a half. So I reconfigured it so that it's Alt left mouse button for me to lock these in. Now, no matter what you do, oh, right. In order for handy hands to work, you gotta lock these in. That's what it is. So once you establish that these are what you want on your bar, then handy hands will go ahead and say, okay, well, this is what you want on your bar, so I will continue to keep these full. So now this is so that's how handy hands work. So the next way is you just set up a little array like this, and in the GUI for the assembler, you choose what you want out of the tabs that you want it to produce. Certain things you cannot produce because level 1 assemblers will only handle 2 items at a time. So anything that requires just 1 item or even 2 items to build, like let's say these, it will build. That is not what I wanted. So in this one, we're going to build iron gear wheels. So it's going to take 2 iron plate, build a gear wheel, and then we have an inserter here that will go over to this one, and we want this one to build transport belt. So it will insert it into this one, and it will also, and then this one will also insert a iron plate into that. So, alright, and then we need a place for it to go, so we will build let's build just a regular wood chest for right now. And we'll place it here, and we won't limit that, because we're going to need quite a bit of transport belt. And we will put a there. Now, all this requires is power. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to run power up this one right here. So if I go like that, come down to there. Actually, there's that, and then if I go over here, let's see, that doesn't need to be that close because it's already got power. So I can go right there. Right. Then we'll take that one away, and what we'll do is I'll hover over the top of this one, I'll click, and then I'll drag up, and then I will go over here, click, and I will drag all the way down the power lines. Actually, you know what? Let's do this. Let's go up here. We'll connect into there, and we'll actually drag down. Oh, hold on. So basically, we'll have the power will actually come up and over, which is fine. The power will come up and over the smelting area first, and then it will go down the then it'll go down. Oh, pardon me. Here. Okay. And that's how it is. So now I can come along and pick up some transport belt. But anyway, so that's the 2 ways that you can make well, anyway, in this down here with the assembly machines, this is the base game. So this is basically vanilla right here. And this works as well for this also is needed to make I think it's green. Yeah. So the transport belts are also they're also needed to make green science packs as well. But but that is going to be for a later date because that requires a whole other bushel of beans. But so anyway, but that's that way, and we're going to continue. We're going to get in next episode. We're going to get started on getting copper up and brought in onto the bus as well. I will do the same thing, but copper will come in here, and we'll actually go up, under, and then over, and then it'll be in, I think, just these 2 over here. If you can see over there, I'm sorry for it being dark. But yeah, and maybe that's what we'll do next time. We'll research lights so that we can get some optics going here as well, so that you can see all this nice stuff at night as well. But yeah, I think copper's just going to be in those two. You need iron. You almost need iron more than you do need copper, really. At later, like at mid stage, that's not really true. So I'll probably either be bumping these up to 4 copper lanes, and we'll be adding an extra 4 down, or just what. But that'll be at a later date. And this is and other good junk. But I'm Hardtruck1. This is Factorio, and I'll see you in the next episode. Laters.